Boom, guys. Listen, you know what kind of pisses me off? It's when people are giving advice, right? I saw this Instagram comment just now. This guy was running, apparently running a lot, and someone asked him in the comments, hey, do you have any advice? I want to start running. Do you have any some advice for me, please, right? I'm struggling here. You know, help me out. And the guy was like, just have fun with it. Just have fun with it, huh? Does that sound like good advice to you? Huh? It's not, okay? Having fun is not good advice. And people, every time someone says like, yeah, just have fun with it, I'm like, bro, you could have said anything and you chose to say this. What the fuck? Honestly, what the fuck? Right? You have all this information, you've been doing this a long time, right? Just like me. I've been training for a long time. By the way, if you want to work with me, you can check out the link in the description, right? It's not free, but I'll guarantee you some results. And I don't tell anyone to just go have fun with it, right? It's not like people come to me, you know, they get my great service and I just say to them, hey, go have some fun, right? Because that shit doesn't work, all right? It does not work. Having fun, hey, just have fun with it, it's not a tangible thing. It's not like people come to you for advice and you like say, hey, just have fun with it, and they can go apply that. Like, what the fuck, honestly? Sure, it might be fun the first time you go out and do something. It might be fun the second time, but the third time, you're gonna hit a roadblock. And you're gonna do that at some point, regardless. You're gonna hit that roadblock and you're gonna be like, well, fuck this, right? And fuck this guy for telling me to have fun with it, because this shit, it's not fun. And this goes for anything, guys. I swear to God. Hey, you wanna start a business, right? Just have fun with it. Yeah, for how long, huh? 1 week? Then you're gonna run into your first, challenge and you're gonna give up, okay? Because having fun, you're gonna hit a roadblock eventually. And this goes for anything, right? Fitness. I don't know, whatever you want to do, start with the fucking anime shit. Don't do that, by the way. It's not fun at some point. I'll tell you this actually, this is fun. If you're doing something that's always fun, you're doing the wrong thing. You're doing the wrong thing, alright? Because the shit that's worth doing, it's always gonna be boring. It's always gonna be fucking, retarded at some point. It's gonna end up that way. So, if you're wondering about what to do, try choosing something that's not fun. Something you actually have to go through some challenge in order to, persevere in order to get a result. And I'll tell you this too, like when it comes to giving advice to people, because there's a lot of people, they get questions, just like me, because I'm a freak specimen of a human being. I get a lot of, people come to me for advice. Hey, Nico, what should I do? How should I run? How should I lift? How should I look like a Greek god, right? And I never tell them to go have fun. I tell them, hey, are you doing this? How are you doing this? Okay, well, try changing that up, because that might work, all right? And it's applicable, it's tangible, it's something they can do, they can feel, they can actually put into the training or whatever, the business, whatever, right? And they can see results, right? That's advice. That's advice. And so whenever someone comes up to you, the next time, do not tell them to go and have some fucking fun. Go and tell them that, hey, actually, yeah, this is true. It's kind of lazy. It's fucking lazy. Every time someone's like, yeah, just have fun with it, and that's it. Yeah, it's lazy. You're being lazy. You're not actually taking your time. You're just faking it of giving this person, any attention when it comes to his question. Listen, you might as well just not respond, because that's, what you're saying is actually worse than not responding. It's better that he goes and fucks it up, figures it out himself, meets a roadblock down the line, instead of you sitting there and have fun and him just going all loopy in his head. Much better than that, right? So just shut the fuck up if that's the advice you want to give. Be quiet and tell him, give him some, if you want to, give him some actual advice, Sit there and be like, hey, yeah, what is it actually you're doing right now? Yeah, have you tried that other thing? Yeah, because every time I've done that, that worked. And every time I've said that to people, they actually come back to me and they say, hey, that shit actually worked. So I will try that for the next time. Advice given, right? What more do you need to know? You do not need to know that it's gonna be, be fun all the time, because it's not, most likely, right? But, the point of this video, I want to give you guys some value when it come to giving advice in general, because I get a lot of great advice, right? I have my friend, he's standing over there by the desk, right? He gives me advice all the time. I love it, right? I give him advice all the time about training too. We're the dynamic duo. We can beat up anyone. Come get us, ba 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 ba. And so I appreciate all his advice. Every time I'm like, hell yeah, bro, I'm listening. Of course, right? Just as it should be. but not always, all right? Not fucking always. Listen, I'll give you this example, okay? I was training for my first Muay Thai fight, I think. And I was doing my kicks, right? A fucking shotgun to the fucking temple of anyone. Wow. But you see the mobility of my body, even though I'm like 225 pounds? I can like, wow. See these high kicks? Fucking crazy, right? Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy, right? That's what you get if you work with me, by the way, so check the link in the description. Listen, my first fight, I have these kicks, bam, and I'm beating this guy up in sparring, right? Because I'm prepping for my fight, I'm in the zone. And this guy comes up to me, you know, a few days before the fight or a day of the fight and something like, yeah, bro, just do that and do this and do that. Guy's like 40, he's like frail as a skeleton, and he has never fought in his life, and his form is like all, you know, weird and stuff. And he comes up to me and he wants to give me advice. And of course, being the, you know, the world's most humble man as I am, I say, hey, thank you, I appreciate that, of course, right? But it goes straight through, as it should, all right? And because there's not everyone you need to listen to the advice of. All right? Every time someone gives you advice, that's input. You need to be really, really careful, as I've talked about a lot in the past. Go check all my videos, guys, by the way. This is absolutely phenomenal value. You need to be real careful about all the input you get. That's why cutting out all this stuff, other stuff from your life, maybe women, maybe not. Well, who knows? You know, little chicas, you know. Maybe sometimes that's good, because the input, it can, you know, fuck up your output, what you put out there. And so his advice went straight through, and I went on with my game plan. And I actually don't like, I talked about this in my video before I prepped for my fight. I talked about this. I try to isolate myself, because all the input, you start creating thoughts, right? Hey, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Because there's always nerves when it comes to you know, performing well, performing optimally, whether that's in life or in a competition. And so I don't like it when people who obviously has nothing to do giving me advice on that, and I respectfully, don't give me advice. When they come to me and they start giving me advice, because they're just feeding into trying to, you know, fuck up this, right? You're not actually doing me a service, you're doing me a disservice. So I don't sit here, right? I don't sit here and teach these 9-figure, 8-figure entrepreneurs how to make money. I never do, right? I never do. Why the fuck would I do that? Right? Because I'm not a 9 and 8-figure entrepreneur, so I wouldn't sit there and do that, right? To them, I'm just like that frail guy looking like a skeleton. So I'm not there. I'm there to shut the fuck up and listen, right? And when time comes, hey, these boys, they want to get in the gym. Of course I'm going to be there. I'm going to give the advice, and it's not going to be, hey, go have fun, of course, just as we mentioned. It's going to be actual solid advice. So for any one of you who are going out there and giving advice to people, and always like, maybe you're that douchebag in the gym who goes up to people, hey, you should try this instead of that. Hey, take a good look in the mirror, all right? You might be a fucking douchebag. And also, it's like, yeah, they're doing it slightly wrong. Maybe their exercise, maybe this, maybe that. Do you really need to go there and give him this advice? Can he not figure that out on his own? It's not like he's risking his death. But sometimes, I'll tell you sometimes, and a lot of times, most times, I mean every time, that's a mouthful, it's better to learn the hard way, all right? And so if he ends up with a slight shoulder injury, a little pain in his shoulders, that's much better sometimes. That's much better. It's not like I go around, I take a run in the fucking park, right? And every time someone heel striking, by the way, is, you know, landing on your heels. It decreases your speed. You spend so much energy on it. It's not that every time I see someone heel striking in the park, I go up to them and be like, hey, yeah, you're running wrong. No, why the fuck would I do that, right? Because I'm not a douchebag. I might look like one, but I'm not. I swear to God, I'm actually a good guy. Very good looking guy, too. So that's something on advice, right? Don't go out there and give advice all the time. I'll tell you this. You can actually ask people sometime. You can ask them, hey, you mind me giving you some advice? Hey, can I tell you, hey, I got something you might be of interest for you here. Hey, I see you been heel striking. Hey, I've gotten a lot of, more power from landing on in front of my foot, actually. So it's kind of the way you do it, and tonality and all this. Unless you're a social retard, you should already have figured this out. And if you have not, then you need to be quiet observe how other people do it and actually talk to people before you start giving advice. You need to know how to put stuff, like the advice you put, in a certain way. Because if you're out there, hey man, just go out there, do this, go out, do that, right? And it's the timing and everything. Don't go up to a prime athlete when he's like a day away from his fight or on this fight day and start giving him advice. You know, stuff like this should be obvious. But I'm out here, I'm telling you guys this. I don't know why, but I have to, all right? Because I see this stuff and it pisses me off, all right? But that's it, all right? And I want to go back to my first point, and I just want to say that again. If you're ever giving advice, do not tell people to go out there and have fun, right? Because somewhere down the line, it's going to suck. Somewhere down the line, it's going to be difficult. And if that's the advice you're giving the wrong advice. You need to give advice that actually helps out people, that actually gives people something to implement into their journey, so that when they come back to you, they can be like, hell yeah, man, that worked. Right? With that, take care, and God bless. Boom!